obviously got the first 4-year players back last week, and they've all come back in good shape and look to be up to it. So it's good to hit the ground running.
There's a few of the older guys here as well. They don't have to be here, do they? They're just here voluntarily?
Yeah, I think they've got sick of doing it by themselves. It's a team game, and like to be training with others and getting the footies in your hands with others. There's only so much you can do by yourself, and it looks like a few of them are raring to go, so it's good signs.
Mason Vardy here today. Must be glad to have him within the group already.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's been well noted the depletion in our ruck stocks over the back end of last year, and it's good to get a bit of depth in. And he looks really fit, and he looks really eager and keen to get stuck in. So it's good signs early.
Probably plays a very similar role to what you did. Similar height and forward ruck.
Yeah.
Is it good to have someone that you can sort of work with like that?
Yeah, I think that's probably what we need across our list. We've got guys who can play genuine ruck. We've got Scotty Lycett, Nicks. They're injured at the moment, but they're probably more on the ruck side of things, and so is Jolesy. So that guy who can play majority forward and pinch hit in the ruck when Jolesy or Scotty needs a rest is really valuable. So he's proven himself at AFL level. Hopefully he can get his body right and really contribute.
How much is it, big fella, when you have to run laps behind midfielders? Does it suck because you're not going to beat them and the cameras are always here?
Oh yeah, no, it does suck. Looking at someone's backside trying to chase them, but having said that, it really pushes you to try and keep up and get the best out of yourself. So hopefully he's not there for too long. Hopefully it's just get the cobwebs out, and next week he can join us.
What sort of fitness level is he at? Are you impressed with where he's come, or has he got a long way to go?
Yeah, well, I haven't seen a lot of him, to be honest. He only rocked into town 2 days ago, and the fitness staff are really happy with where he's at, but we've got to be cautious as well. He's had a history of injury, and we'll monitor him, and as I said, we'll probably put him into training next week and see how he goes.
Having competition for that second ruck spot, or even the first ruck spot, I suppose you'd say, how important is that over the pre-season?
Competition's everything. It pushes every player on our list to get better when you've got heat from someone else taking your spot. So hopefully we've got competition on all lines, and that pushes everyone to get better, because we weren't good enough last year, and everyone on our list needs to improve.
Would someone like Drew Petrie make that competition even harder, do you think? Or?
Oh yeah, the more he's a seasoned campaigner, and he'd add depth to our list. But people in higher spots make those calls than me.
Have you guys made any decisions of what you need on Friday?
Yeah, they've been stuck in meetings for the last month, and we've probably got some of those needs met across the trade period, and we'll look to add over the draft. But as I said, we've got people in those positions making those calls who are watching these kids week in, week out. So we've got a lot of faith in our football department to get it right.
Does anybody here impress you? I know it's early, it's only been a week or two, but has anyone sort of stood out as having worked really hard over their break or anything like that?
Yeah, I was thinking I knew I'd get asked that question. I was thinking on the way over, and it's just really unfair to single one person out. It looks like they've done an excellent body of work over the break, and to single someone out would be unfair. I mean, you look at them all running around; they all look really fit. They're all running extremely well, and their skills are, as good as when they left. So I think across the collective, we're really happy.
If Jack Redden has a really good pre-season, what can you get out of him?
Oh, he's proven real top line midfielder. He wins the footy. He puts a lot of pressure on, and for whatever reason last year he didn't quite reach those standards. But first year at a footy club can be often quite difficult, and Lewis Jetta was probably in the same boat. But all you can judge them on at this time of the year is their attitude, and that's been first class.
Are they almost like new recruits, those blokes, because you didn't get a lot out of either of them?
Yeah, some would say that, but I think the beauty of being second pre-season, they're familiar with the processes and faces around the place that there'd be less anxiety for them, and now they can just really focus on what they do best, and that's playing footy.
Redden looks like he's obviously in better shape than what he was last year with the injuries that he had, and it looks like he's put a bit more bulk back on as well. Is that right?
Yeah, well, it's hard to say, but one thing I can say is he's definitely in a better place than what he was when he came to us. He missed all the pre-season last year with an injury, ab injury, and he's going to be running our 2K time trial next week and hitting the ground running. So that's a good sign.
with the draft, when you compare it to when you came through, how much harder is it for blokes to adapt to senior AFL footy and try to break into a team that's going pretty well now these days, do you reckon?
Yeah, sometimes you see it as harder because it's probably a little bit more competitive and a little bit more media on these kids as they approach the draft. But on the other side, they're probably prepared a lot better. I think the junior development programs are outstanding across the country. The programs that the AFL run through the AIS and those sorts of programs really prepare them well for the rigours of AFL footy, and they really hit the ground running. And kids these days, they expect to play round one of their first year, whereas back in the day I was probably a little bit more patient. But these kids are a lot more eager, and they'll hit the ground running and hopefully really put some more pressure on some of the guys above them.
How's your role changed as the senior assistant?
Changed my role a little bit. Got a few new responsibilities. I'm in charge of training a little bit more and probably managing the other coaches just slightly on that training aspect. I'm glad Simo's given me a bit of a promotion and given me more responsibility. And as a lot of the coaches in our football department have stepped up, and we talk about the players improving a lot, but us as coaches need to get better every year as well and come with new ideas and new ways to get the best out of these kids.
You've had the level 4 course as well, so is senior coaching something that's well and truly on your radar now?
I'm ambitious. I'm doing the level 4 of stepping up through my coaching ranks, but this is Simo's ship and I'm just happy to be a part of it. And I understand that I'm a part of the team, and if that opportunity comes to me in the future, I'd grab it with both hands. But at the moment, I'm just one cog in this wheel that's trying to win a premiership.
You're a veteran of coaching these days. I mean, it's been like 10 years now.
Yeah, it's been 10 years since I've been out of footy. So I did a couple of years of recruiting, and then this is my 7th or 8th year of coaching. So I really enjoy it. I enjoy working with professional athletes every day that want to get the best out of themselves, and any way I can help. That's what I love.
Is it the one benefit of the body not looking after you, that you're able to get into the coach a bit quicker and at your age still have a lot behind you now?
Yeah. I always loved footy, and I've probably felt when I finished the game that I still had something to offer, and still had a real passion and love for it. So to stay involved every day and come to work with such a motivated bunch of young men, it's a great job to have.